Hi, I'm Britt, and I teach Vernonia here. I teach yoga here at the Vernonia Grange. And I'm not re-recording this. I'm just telling you that because I've recorded it so many times already, and this is the one we're going with. So I speak the truth. So I wanted to speak a little bit about what yoga is and what yoga is not. So when we come to yoga, especially when we come to yoga on the mat, we're essentially coming to practice Hatha yoga. Ha means sun, Ta means moon, H-A-T-H-A. Now the reason that this is important is because within our own bodies, through the lens of yoga, what we see as the sun is the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, go get 'em, taskmaster, list maker, left brain, totally functional, get her done side of our being. And then the moon side of ourselves is the feminine. It's the left side. It is the creative, the nurturing, the nourishing, and it's the parasympathetic nervous system as well. So when we come to the mat, we're essentially first coming to a place where we are integrating the physical body within. We're strengthening our internal community among cells, organelles, organs, and systems so that we can strengthen and improve community relations within this physical body. When we do that, we find that systems understand one another. They get along with one another. The muscle system and the skeletal system have an interest, a collective interest to work together, as does the nervous system, as does the respiratory system, as does the cardiac system, as does the immune system, et cetera, et cetera. So when we come to the practice and we work the front of the body and the back of the body, the right of the body and the left of the body, we focus on breathing mechanisms within our physiology to help slow the heart rate, to help calm and strengthen the nervous system. In doing so, we strengthen our physical body. And in strengthening the physical body, lengthening the musculature of the physical body, improving our immune system, improving our digestion, enhancing our metabolic processes, through all of that, we have less concern about what's happening with our physical body. Who can be happy and clear and brilliant and a really great parent, or as good of a parent, or as involved as a lover or wife or business person as we would like to be if we don't feel well? Think about having the flu and then being asked to maintain such brilliance. And we've all been sick. So knowing what it feels like to be well and how fluidly that energy moves in and through us and how that influences everything that we do is key. So we come to the mat for that. That's the initial and root community with which we're concerned. And then there's the community of the room. There's the community of the people that come to the class with their different belief systems, with their different perspectives on life, with their different histories, with their different injuries, ailments, concerns, sorrows, losses, joys, gains, financial situations, emotional situations, digestive situations. So all of these things come together. And it's a time that we come to laugh. We laugh a lot. There's jokes, there's prayers, there's playfulness, there's integration of all aspects of life. Yoga means to bring together the dark and the light. It's essentially to bring together the parts of us that we so often want to stuff, that we don't want to allow to come to light. We allow those to be here because through those, as Thich Nhat Hanh says, that compost, that crap, is what grows the best flowers. So we don't want to pretend it's not there. We don't want to dismiss it or stuff it or move it away. We want to let it be there and aerate it, let it have space. Now, it doesn't come up so much in the yoga class, but it's there. So if you have a thought come across your mind or an emotional experience, you just breathe into it. Let it come into the body, let it pass. This too shall pass, and it moves on. One of my favorite prayers is, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that tends to be an anchor for me when I come to the yoga mat. Sometimes there's things I can change about how I'm showing up, how my body has chosen to show up, how my mind has chosen to show up. Sometimes there's things that I can change, like what I've eaten or had to drink or the amount of stress that I've piled onto my plate. And I have to be able to know the difference and to do my best to control the things that I can, to make wise and intelligent decisions to change those things that I can, and to let go of that which I cannot. So we come to the mat for that. Now, I said prayer, didn't I? And when I say prayer, I mean it from a true and universal perspective. When we come to yoga, there's nothing about coming to the mat that an individual who's Christian or doesn't really have a spiritual practice or has a unique and self-made spiritual practice, there's nothing about any of those belief systems or practices or aspects that they choose to honor that cannot be honored on the mat. There's a word in Sanskrit, which is the language of yoga. It's a language, ancient Indian language. It's not Hindu, it's Sanskrit. There's a word, Ishwara. And that word, Ishwara, is a name for God. It's a really high name for God. And it essentially means, in its literal translation, the one that you worship. So when you come to the mat, if it's a spiritual practice for you, if that's something you choose to bring into it, then you are bringing your God. You're bringing the one that you worship into the practice.